Budget mountain bikes and Walmart go hand in hand. But what about a bike that falls somewhere in between? Is it possible to find a decent performing gravel bike from Walmart? Well, let's find out. First, let's find the bike. This is the GMC Denali from Walmart, and after some time and research, it looks to be the best value gravel option from Walmart. What makes this bike such a good option? The aluminum frame, straight top tube, drop handlebars, and wide tires come factory and pretty much scream gravel. All these features are what you might find on a higher end gravel bike like the Posiden Redwood.
This is the Redwood, and it comes from a company called Posiden, which started years ago with the aim to create high quality bicycles at lower cost.
Well, that's technically a low end gravel bike, but for most budget viewers, that's going to be high end at about $900. To make this budget gravel bike even sweeter, it is being passed on to me from a fellow enthusiast, YouTuber, and friend, Bruce from Hack and Ride Bikes.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Bruce. So I'm out here riding my bike today. This is my Walmart, $99 Walmart bike once again that I just put the one-by system on a couple weeks ago. Anyway, I'm out here in Port Charlotte, actually right outside of Port Charlotte. The goal today is actually to reach Walmart.
Bruce came up with a great idea to share the bike through the bike community here as an ongoing project. So let's go meet up with Hack and Ride Bikes and ride some bikes. This part of the journey is what makes gravel riding so great. There are new adventures out there in the woods, similar to mountain biking, but with less focus on features and more focus on letting the legs spin while gaining all that fun outdoor activity. For this ride, I'll be headed down to a new gravel loop that was recommended to me from Bruce at Hack and Ride Bikes. Now here's the kicker. None of us have ridden this particular loop, and all of us are on non-traditional gravel bikes. Bruce is riding a Walmart single speed with 25mm slick tires. These things are pretty narrow. I'll be riding the Walmart GMC Denali, and Jeff, a Trek flat bar hybrid. Add on an uncertain 20-mile gravel route, and the stakes become even higher. It's times like these, learning a new skill or understanding is what it takes to persevere. But even the most stable rider can't account for what a cheap Walmart bike will do in these harsh gravel road environments. The question still remains, is a Walmart bike a capable gravel bike? Let's talk about the loop and the bike. First, the loop. This route takes you through a state forest that is the epitome of Florida. Swamp on both sides and old hunting roads cut through the middle. With none of us having ridden this route, the Walmart gravel bike is probably the least of our problems. Pedaling through wouldn't be the only challenge. Having roads that were open and rideable is a big gamble when riding wildlife management areas in Florida. Next, the bike. This is obviously the GMC Denali aluminum frame, predating the explosive gravel market trend by several years. The GMC Denali isn't the SUV you'd see in suburbia. No, this is the wide-tired, grip-shift road bike that has been the budget cyclist gateway to riding since the early 2000s. Surprisingly resilient 7-speed cassette, Shimano Revo shifters, and some custom work done by Hack and Ride Bikes, which you can see on his channel, linked down below. This bike has a simple 1x chainring swap, clipless pedals, all branding removed, and a signature Hack and Ride Bikes sticker right on the top tube. What more could you ask for? Well, how about a Garmin 830 to navigate the adventure, just in case we get lost? As we started our rollout, I noticed the GMC Denali was very smooth. Almost too smooth. This sub $100 road bike had no business feeling so supple on this mixed dirt gravel road. With a couple slight adjustments, I was able to get this medium-sized frame into a comfortable fit for my 6'1" size. Having an old school quill stem makes this bike easier to size on the fly, and although the drop bar configuration isn't traditional, shifting and braking at the same time on gravel isn't really a necessity like on the road, so having the brake levers on the hood and the shifters near the center isn't a huge issue. After 5 miles, I was settling into the bike and we reached our first waypoint, a dead-end marsh with only a narrow, sandy road to lead us out. This is where things got tricky for a few miles. Sugar Sand was taking wheels left and right and truly demanding the most out of the GMC Denali. I was cutting lines through the sand like a snowboard, but nothing could stop the Denali. After fighting our way through this sandy environment, the road turned to hardpack and some really chunky gravel. This is actually where I lost my favorite camera and had to replace it. So if you're ever riding gravel roads like this, make sure to secure your camera bag before you really hit the legs hard. But back to the story. This had to be the best loop to test the true colors of any gravel bike. And well, let's just say the GMC Denali came out on top. In fact, I think Walmart needs to rebrand this bike because it does far better off-road as compared to its namesake, a road bike. And just a short anecdote, I have ridden this bike on the road enough to know it is not a great road bike. To go along with the great performance of the Walmart gravel bike, this loop turned out to be one of the most scenic and well-rounded gravel rides I've ridden. There aren't a ton of closed course gravel only rides in my area, so this is going to be a frequent course, and if you're in the Central Florida area, definitely check it out if you could find it. What's left to say about the GMC gravel bike from Walmart? Well, don't expect all the bells and whistles of a modern road bike, especially a derailleur hanger. You'll need to be a competent bike mechanic if you really want to make the most out of this bike. Otherwise, you're better off looking for a secondhand deal on a more updated road bike that could fit wider tires. They're pretty easy to find. But if you do decide to pull the trigger on this bike and turn it into a gravel grinder, do expect a surprisingly smooth gravel bike that will perform just as well as any bike 5 times the cost. You might not always be able to find these on the rack at Walmart, but you're almost always going to find one being sold online for well under $100. And even if the seller is asking for more, make sure not to spend over $100, as they are typically on sale for this price new. Lastly, remember that just because this is a Walmart bike doesn't mean it can't hang and be cool. Ditch the decals, add some parts, and ride the heck out of it. Don't go upgrading the group set or anything crazy like that. Cough, cough. But enjoy it for what it is. A bike that has no business performing as well, as smoothly, and as comfortably as this $100 GMC Denali from Walmart. Tax excluded, parts excluded, and terms may apply. Make sure to check out the GMC Denali build up to this point on the Hack and Ride Bikes channel. And thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bikenstein out.